Hey good looking, I'm Vixen, and welcome back, or welcome for the first time. In the last episode, this happened.
Don't wink at me, pig.
Let the epic story continue.
Right, so player choices. Mercy killed Georgie. The majority of people brought him back alive. Oh, most people decided to kill him, although it was quite close. Most people accept it. I don't know why you wouldn't accept it. Wow, the majority of the people chose that one specific choice. Wow. Ooh. Oh my god, I did terribly. Look at this. I feel like you could get so many more from here. Anyway, Beast. He looks so smug in that photo. You lied to him about seeing Beauty outside the apartment. Great. Beauty, you promised her you wouldn't tell Beast that you saw her outside the apartment. You impressed her with your detective skills. Bluebeard, you fought him after the interrogation. Colin, you gave him a drink when he asked for one in your apartment. You help him to avoid the farm. Oh, that's lovely. Well, except we think she's probably alive. You took him back to the witching well. You imprisoned him. You gave her money after the fight with the woodsman. Jack, you made a deal with him. Snow, you brought her along with you to the trip trap. You promised to bring the crooked man back alive. I did so many more things than that. Tiny Tim, you chose to wait for him. TJ, you accepted his beetle and promised to give it to Snow. Toad, you stood up for him when Snow wanted to send him to the farm, and I gave him money. Wow. I'm going to let the credits run. Then I'm going to look at the rest of the Book of Fables, and then I will give you my final verdict on The Wolf Among Us Season 1. I'm just going through the achievements because I wanted to see what they are, but just look at this glorious picture, guys. Look at it. Wouldn't you want that as a poster on your wall? Okay, guys, whoops. Not what I meant to click. The Final Fables. It looks like I've got all of them. That's nice. So you couldn't have gotten any for any different choice. Well, anyway, let's go through them. Vivian's story, The Girl with the Ribbon. Vivian was the very first to bear the curse of the purple ribbon. Removing the ribbon would result in death, and any attempt to talk about it was thwarted by a spell upon it. As time went on, she tried to live a normal life. Eventually she married a nice man, but he was constantly wondering about the ribbon around her neck. Despite her pleas for him to leave it alone, one night while she was sleeping, he attempted to remove it. As he pulled on the edge of the string, Vivian woke and saw what her husband was doing. In a panic, she pulled away, preventing the ribbon's knot from being undone. Furious, she tried to express the severity of his actions, but her husband was unable to understand. She realized then that she couldn't trust him and decided to leave. She lived alone for the rest of her days in the homelands, preferring the safety of isolation to the risk of another betrayal. Well, that's depressing. Couldn't she have done something like, I don't know, stapled them together or something like that so it couldn't be easily pulled off? I mean, what if it just came off when you were sleeping? Or, I mean, they were prostitutes. What if it came off when they were working? What if a customer or client or whatever you want to call them tried to take them off? Right, the pudding and pie, Vivian and Georgie's place. Vivian and Georgie met during the exodus from the homelands, and they helped each other survive the long journey to the mundane world. Upon their arrival, however, they found it hard to make a decent living. With what little money they had, they opened the Pudding and Pie. Operating a strip club may not have been the most desirable occupation, but they figured it was better to be in charge of a place like this than to be forced through desperation to work at one. Aww. Winterwolf, Bigby's mother. Bigby's mother, Winter, fell in love with the North Wind and bore him 7 wolf cubs, but he quickly grew tired of her and left Winter. Heartbroken and alone, she tried to care for her cubs despite her grief. She was especially fond of Bigby, but as the runt of the litter, he was often teased by his older brothers. After Winter's death, Bigby's siblings went in search of their father, but Bigby stayed behind to protect his mother's corpse from scavengers. Wow. Unfortunately, he was too small to defend her. From then on, he vowed to eat something bigger each day until he was large enough to confront his father, and finally make him pay for the pain he caused his family. I wonder if that's gonna be more relevant in the second season. The Big Bad Wolf, Bigby's true form, which is awesome. Bigby's true form is that of a giant 8-foot-tall wolf. He certainly looked bigger than 8 foot, didn't he? In addition to his iconic huff and puff power, he has also inherited other abilities from his father, the North Wind. That's why he huffs and puffs. I didn't put that together. For example, Bigby is able to hold his breath for an abnormally long amount of time, making it impossible for him to drown. I didn't know that. Mary's loyalty, part of the job. Bloody Mary began working for the Crooked Man many centuries ago. He promised her freedom to do as she pleased, as long as she agreed to act as his personal bodyguard and hitman. Because of the Crooked Man's power and influence, Mary never had to worry about getting caught by the authorities. She enjoys her job immensely, and would defend the Crooked Man to the death, mostly because she finds it fun. Well, that's indeed what she did. She has less glass in her there, from the look of it. Fabletown Justice. When a criminal is captured in Fabletown, the traditional procedure is to hold a formal hearing in front of the community or concerned parties. However, exceptions are often made to expedite the process. In reality, there aren't any hard and fast rules for these types of situations, and the extent to which policies are upheld can depend on who is being charged. A new order, Snow White in charge. With Crane out of the picture, Mayor Cole has officially appointed... How? He's not around. Mayor Cole has officially appointed Snow White as the Director of Operations and Deputy Mayor in his absence. Many would say this promotion is a long time coming, since she was instrumental in the establishment of Fabletown and personally ensured that many fables made it to their new world safely. She's also been doing the work of Deputy Mayor unofficially for years. Sheriff Bigby. After fleeing the homelands, Bigby Wolf spent many years wandering through Europe. With the Fable colony quickly developing in the new world, Snow White and Feathertop tracked down the wolf and offered him passage to Fabletown. He agreed, and Snow cut him with a lycanthropy-stained knife to give him the power to change into human form at will. Bigby became sheriff of Fabletown under King Cole's administration. But because of his violent past, many fables didn't trust him, and he was banned from ever setting foot on the farm. To this day, he struggles to redeem himself in the eyes of the community. Well guys, that was The Wolf Among Us. I really enjoyed it. It was different from how I thought it was going to be. It had a lot more like film noir things going on, and it was much more of a murder mystery than I didn't realize it was going to be that at all. And I don't know, I'm definitely going to have to check out the Fables series now, aren't I? But yeah, I really liked it. The one thing that I feel let it down a little bit was the character relationships and kind of their development. I don't know if that's going to be something that they look into more in the second season. I have no idea what the second season's even going to be about. All I know is that there is going to be one, unless that was changed, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't. But yeah, they didn't really seem to have relationships. And even the ones that they had, it wasn't that they were flawed, it was that they just didn't feel genuine. Like, at no point did I feel like Beauty and the Beast were actually a long-time married couple. And the person that I feel like Bigby had the best relationship with was Nerissa, and I feel like it should have been Snow, and it started off being Snow, and then something happened, I don't know what, and suddenly everyone was very angry all the time. And that's fine, I can completely understand that, but you also have to have development and relationship between your characters. And I feel like I didn't get that because people were constantly yelling, and yeah, maybe I chose the wrong choices, but I feel like I should have been able to connect with someone, but I don't know, I feel like the characters never really made connections with each other. But that's kind of a small nitpick, really, in what is a glorious game. Yeah, I really love the Telltale style. I love their games. They make some really good games, and I love the fact that they tend to focus it not only on making it story rich, but also on being about the characters, really. I mean, I know this was more about murders and conspiracy and corruption and all that, but it was also about the characters. And I feel like this whole season was maybe just more of an introduction to them, and it's really gonna get into the heart of what they want the game to be in the second season. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I do think some things were, I don't know, maybe revealed too quickly, considering how long it took to get to that point. Like, the whole Crooked Man climax was kind of just over like that. I feel like I didn't really get any closure with it, and I am glad that I didn't kill him. I feel like I didn't really make any huge mistakes, like in my Walking Dead Season 2 LP. I feel like that is the biggest mistake I've ever made in a Telltale game. I'm not going to say what it is because that would be a spoiler, but you know, I go on and on about it in that LP, so. But yeah, I don't feel like I made any huge mistakes, which is always good. And I don't feel like I regret any of my decisions. I thought I was going to regret not killing the Crooked Man, but then Nerissa said that she'd basically made up stuff so that it would incriminate him, and now I feel good that I didn't kill him. I know the majority of people wanted to kill him, and for some reason the Beast and Beauty thanked me for not killing him, even though they were the ones who suggested killing him in the first place. I don't know. They all seem to basically flick between choices. They didn't really seem to have a mind of their own, did they? So yeah, I'm not really sure where they can take the second season. I guess it's going to be more of this and intensify, and now that we know the characters, they can build upon that, and maybe Nerissa, Faith, whoever she is, there will be a mystery revealed there. I think maybe the second season might be about Snow White being in charge, since I can see that going perhaps a little badly. I know she wants to do the right thing, but you can't always do the right thing. So yeah, that's kind of what I would imagine it to be about, but I'm not sure. But yeah, overall, really liked it. I think I would give it maybe an A or an A minus. It was really enjoyable. I kind of wish it was a little bit longer. I kind of wish there was more to it. Felt very linear. Felt more linear than I usually find Telltale games to be. And there were also times where I felt like I wasn't really saying anything because there was just a bunch of dialogue, which is fine if you're playing it by yourself. So that's not a criticism in any way, because I don't expect people to make games that are good to LP. That would be ridiculous. But I do feel like it's a little bit more linear than Telltale games usually are, and I feel like they're getting shorter as well. Is that just me? I feel like they started off as a lot longer than they are. I don't know, I don't know whether it would have been more exploration or if there just would have been a little bit more to it. I don't know what they could have put in there, but I feel like something could have been added. Maybe that's just me. But overall, yeah, really enjoyed it. I would thoroughly recommend it. I can't believe it actually took me this long to play it. I'm sure all of you have already played it already. And feel free to let me know if you made a different choice in any of the choices. I'm sure people will always complain about choices that you made, but like I said, games like this, I don't take my choices back, even if I regret them. Even if with a second playthrough I would change my mind, I don't do that in the original one, because it was a choice I made and I have to live with the consequences of it, or at least the characters do. And I don't like having I don't like replaying these kinds of games, because your choices carry on into the next season, and I'm afraid that something will get a bit messed up in the changes, and I think bad things can happen. So I did have a second saved file for this game just so I could get all the achievements, but I deleted that because I don't want it to mess with the next season. That makes sense. But yeah, same points apply. I thoroughly recommend it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed watching me play it. And I hope you guys look forward to the second season just as much as I do. And if you have read Fables, without giving me spoilers, just maybe if you could let me know if this is actually in any way, shape or form similar to it, that would be nice. But I think I'll be checking it out either way, just because the characters are awesome. I mean, Bigby is freaking awesome, and I loved him as a giant wolf, and I hope he gets to do that again in the next season, because he didn't do it long enough, if you ask me. And I also feel like Bloody Mary died far too easily, really, far too quickly, in a way. I mean, I guess it's to show Bigby's ultimate power, isn't it? But she's supposed to be this terrifying creature, and he just bit her like a stick, and that was it. She supposedly stabbed me, but there was no damage. I don't know if she actually stabbed me. I thought she was going to stab me in the eye, but apparently not. But what can you do? Anyway, thank you everyone for joining me for this LP of The Wolf Among Us. I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon, evening, morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. I will see you all in the future. TTFN and cheerio.